Good morning, ghouls. So it is early in the day on August 15th, and we are up very early. I'm actually in my gym clothes, and I'm in my spooky pajamas still, actually. These are some jack-o'-lantern pajama shorts. I'm still in those because we're up very early, because we have something very, very exciting today, something to go pick up very early because I want to make sure I get it. And I'm sure you guys saw the title, I'm sure you saw the thumbnail, and I'm sure you're surprised that this is what video you're getting today. Today is the day, and we are getting the 12-foot mummy from Lowe's. I am so freaking excited. To make a long story short, and it's not the most convoluted story, but to just short story. So it was like a week or so ago or something, and Ryan and I were meeting my mom, my grandmother, and I and my grandfather at a restaurant. And Ryan was just sitting and waiting for us in the parking lot, and he got there before all of us. And so jokingly, because I was texting with him, I was riding with Debbie. I was texting with him. He's like, oh, like I'm here. And I said, oh, we got like 15 minutes or so till we're there. And jokingly, I was like, I mean, you could just call Lowe's for me and check for a mummy if you don't have anything to do, just as a joke. And he was like, I will. Before I think I could even respond, he was already calling them. Again, this was like a week or so back. We have been checking the store. They didn't have the mummy. They didn't have any Halloween or anything. I'd actually asked them before, like twice, and they said that they're getting 2 in at some point in August and whatever. So I wasn't too hopeful, but I was appreciative that he was going to call. And actually, I had seen, I think like a day or two earlier, that some people online were posting that their Lowe's did have full Halloween out. But I know the closer you are to like headquarters and shipping and stuff, the earlier stuff goes out. That's how Home Depots have been this year. There's a bunch of Home Depots that do have stuff out, but I don't think ours does. And how I was telling you that certain at-homes had a bunch of stuff out, and ours is just now getting stuff out. So you got to be close to the headquarters to really get stuff early. My hopes weren't super high. Of course, he was willing to. I was like, go ahead and call. That's okay. You never know. You never know. Kind of like last year with the 12-foot skeleton, I'm kind of getting flashbacks. You never know, and it's always worth a check. So he called, and I was texting with him while he was calling, and all of a sudden he says, they have 2. And I was like, they do? Like, I think we just checked like 2 days earlier. So I was like, they do? He said he was buying one over the phone. And I was like, oh my gosh. Also, at this point, we were getting close to the restaurant. So he texts me that. We pull in. I like run over to his car and get in the passenger seat. And sure enough, he's on the phone, like actively giving them his credit card information. So they got 2 in, and 1 has to be a display. So they can only sell 1. So they had 1 on hold for us, and today was the first day we could come pick it up. Of course, I have been like biting my fingernails, horrified that some employee's not going to know that it's already sold and they're going to sell it off to someone else, or they're going to not actually get in as many as they thought, because apparently like they didn't actually have the 2 in. They just saw that they were going to get the 2 in, and like I said, 1 had to be displayed. So if they accidentally didn't get 1 or got rid of 1 or something, I think we were just going to be refunded. But I just called now. They say that they have it. They say it's on hold, and they say that it's for us. So Ryan really pulled through with this one. We can all thank Ryan for this one. I am so appreciative that he was able to nab this for me. I cannot believe that I'm actually getting one. This is just like last year with the skeleton, where I was like, there is not a snowball's chance on a summer Texas day that I am gonna get one. And here we are now. Reminds me of last year. The Halloweens that we've been having with these 12-foot things. I'm so excited. Like I said, this year there is like a 12-foot witch. There's like a 10-foot werewolf. Not interested in those. I'm actually not interested in like any other animatronics. That's why my mummy was the one that I had any interest in. So I'm super excited to be getting it. I'm sure if they're just coming out today across the country, we're all gonna find out within like a week that they're very, very difficult to find. They always do this stuff where they do like 1 drop online, and then each store gets like 1 or 2, just to make all of this so difficult to get and so hype worthy. But We have one. And so this video is going to be the building and probably some sort of review, and it was a story time, of the 12-foot mummy. I'm not going to be keeping it up yet. It's a little early, so I'm going to build it for this video just to make sure I have all the parts and everything, and also to see how it works and to give a review. Then I'll probably be putting it up on September 1st again, because that's when I'm allowed to decorate. And I think maybe at some point you guys can let me know if you want to see this, but maybe at some point in this year I might do a comparison to the skeleton. But yeah, my front yard is going to be full of giant monsters, and I am not upset about it. Let's jump into some vlog footage of us going to pick up the 12-foot mummy from Lowe's. It's a very exciting day. And all thanks to Ryan. So if you can't tell, it's in the car.
We got a box.
We actually were able to get it into the car. Thank goodness, because I have a little sedan.
We have a small Honda.
So the next footage is gonna be us putting it together. We're gonna be putting together the mummy. Like I said in the intro, I'm not gonna keep it up yet. This is mainly just to see that it has like all the pieces and it works. And then I'll give like a little review of what I think so far. And then we're gonna take it down and probably put it back up like September 1st. And at some point I might do a comparison of mummy and Skelly. So let's put it together. All right guys, the time has come. We're gonna be putting together the spooky, scary mummy, the 12-foot mummy. And then after I'm gonna do a review of what I think of it so far. And it's kind of different from the skeleton because it moves and it has noise and lights and stuff. So I'm very excited. Ryan and I just switched into some spooky clothes. So I have my pajama shorts on again from the beginning. And then I have a Goosebumps shirt on.
Let me come look closer. Mine has a cat on it.
Ryan has a black cat.
It's a cat.
I love this shirt. And then of course we brought Mike out too, because this is Mike's favorite place on earth, the backyard. And Mike has his cute little bow tie on. And then he's got a pumpkin on his back. But I think there's one thing missing. One member of the family missing. So, one sec. We will start putting it together, so cue the fast motion. So if you're wondering why I was just acting like I was on fire, I looked down and I was in an anthill, and they were all over. I don't know if you could see that, but yeah. It's going well. And for my final trick, it's up, and Mike is very concerned. Apparently Mike is tough enough to take him on.
Mike, do you not
Mike,
like
if you
him?
pee on this thing, you're done. I know. Okay, so let's talk about The Mummy. First off, I absolutely freaking love The Mummy. I love it so much. It is so much cooler, honestly, than I even thought it would be. That is what everyone who's seen it in person has said to me as well. Like, everyone in my family has said the same thing, that it's a lot cooler than you even think. Even though I did have high expectations for it, it is way cooler in person. I don't know if you guys could tell this time. Last year, when I was putting up the skeleton for the first time, you could tell by my facial expressions that I was just blown away by the size of it. It's been too long that the skeleton's been down, that I was blown away once again by how big the Mummy is. He is huge. huge. I'm very excited to put him next to Skelly and see how big they are compared to each other. Obviously, they should be the same size, but I just am excited to see them next to each other. My family, my fiance, my dad, everyone was like, holy crap, it is so much cooler than I expected it to be. Anyways, let's get into a more detailed review on this. So the box size for the Mummy is definitely smaller than the Skeleton, which makes sense because the Mummy is more the framework of the body. There isn't like a huge rib cage, there isn't a huge pelvis. It's a lot of metal bars and framework that you just kind of put the clothing over. So I was actually able, I mean, you guys just saw, but I was able to fit the Mummy box into my Honda Civic. So it's easier to move around and you don't need to like rent a wagon or like a bed of a truck. As for setting him up, I will say it was kind of tricky. I don't think I said it earlier in the video, but there was a part which you guys might have noticed during the setup process where we thought we had done it wrong, and so we retook down the legs right after we put the pants on, and then we realized we had done it right, so we put it back up exactly how we just had it. The instructions could be a little bit better, I will say. They're detailed enough to get the job done if you can kind of just like put two and two together in your head, but I will say they could be a little bit better. They also could be better with the instructions on the cords and plugging cords into each other. So I never got the Mummy to move, and that is not because it's broken. The instructions didn't tell me to connect a specific cord together. I think there was a little symbol there that showed the two cords being connected, but it didn't say anything about it, so I never connected. There's like these two red cords that are supposed to be connected from the torso to the hips, and I just didn't connect them because it didn't say. But since then, I have figured out that those are the movement cords, so once I put him up for like in September, I think we'll be good. I think he'll be moving. But yeah, the instructions could be a little bit better, but he's not too hard to put together. It took us about an hour and 15 minutes, and I do think that's because it was our first time putting him together, because taking him down was really fast because we knew how everything was connected and we knew what cords were connected to what cords. So I think when we put him up for a second time, it'll be much faster and much easier. The other part for putting him together that I will say was a bit tricky or scary or confusing was when we were putting the pants on. So the pants are like elastic. They have this, I mean, they're just potato sacks, and then the hip is like elastic, this like thin strap of elastic. You put it on once the legs are almost fully built, and the knees kind of go out. So if you're pulling it on, it feels like the elastic strap is going to rip. So we were pushing the knees in as we put the pants on, and I would recommend that if you are putting it up with another person, probably pull the knees in while you're putting the pants on, because you wouldn't want to break that elastic, or that's really gonna mess him up. And then another thing for the pants is I've heard some people online say like, oh, his pants like fall off and they look like saggy and it just doesn't look that good. So there is this like oval shaped bar that goes into like right above where his hips would be. It's almost like halfway down his body, and you're supposed to pull the pants all the way up there, so he kind of has high-rise pants on. You're supposed to pull it up and let the elastic go over that, and that holds his pants up much higher, and it makes it look way better because they're not sagging or like falling off. So I think people miss that because, again, that's not in the instructions. You kind of just have to figure that out yourself. If you see reviews saying that, just know that those people didn't put it on correctly, but I also don't blame them because, again, the instructions didn't say anything about it. The shirt was also a little tricky. So the shirt wasn't hard to put on, but you're supposed to put the arms on after the shirt is on, and that's a little tricky. You kind of have to just shove his arm up in there and like blindly connect the power cords and blindly hook the arms in. So the clothes make it a little tricky, but again, it's really not that hard at all. It's just different from the skeleton, because the skeleton you can see everything and it's all out in the open, but with his clothing for the Mummy, it makes it a little bit trickier. Again, not that hard though. As for the quality overall of like his framing and his clothing and his head and everything, I think it is very good quality. That's another thing I've been seeing people online say, but again, I think I've said this before. There's a group on Facebook for the 12-foot skeleton, and there's some people on there that bash like other animatronics from other places. It's like they have a bias to Home Depot, which whatever is fine, but I think there's some bias sometimes when you see people bashing The Mummy. I would say The Mummy quality is totally good. People say it looks cheap in person. I completely disagree. I do not think it looks cheap at all. I like I said in the beginning, I think it looks a lot better in person. There are no body parts. Again, it's just framing, but when he lights up, which I'll get to the lights later, when he lights up, it looks like he has a rib cage. It looks like he has knee joints. It's really cool. I don't know if that's something between the layers of clothing that they put in there to make it look like that, but it's really cool. And also, it looks like he has body parts under there instead of just framing because of the foam around the frame and stuff. It does make him look more full than just like a metal bar. The quality of the clothing is really good too. It's literally like a feed sack or like a potato sack, but it's really thick and you can tell that it would withstand weather, which is really nice. And then the framing is really high quality as well. The only quality concern that I would say I maybe have is the lights, the light strips that go around. There's like this chest frame and there's these light strips that go around it. I mean, they're well secured, but I would say they could be secured a little better or almost like built into the framing. They're kind of just like stuck and like tied on there, and so I'm very careful with that piece because it just seems really delicate, and that would be my only quality concern overall. Otherwise, like, his head is super good quality. It's just like the skeletons. The framing is really high quality. His arms are super like durable and high quality. His hands are really thick and like really heavy duty plastic. So moving on to the lights, the noise, and the movement. Again, I have not tried the movement yet, but I know he just kind of like turns. So I'm excited for when he can do that. And the noises are really cool. He's a motion sensor, so it's when trick-or-treaters walk up or whatever, he's gonna start like moving and moaning and whatever, and it's really cool, especially when I'm used to the skeleton who doesn't move or anything. I am not bashing the skeleton, by the way. I freaking love the skeleton. I'm just comparing. But compared to the skeleton, it's kind of cool that the Mummy has the addition of like lights throughout his body and the moving. It makes him more different than just like this like standing, not moving, whatever. The lights are awesome. I thought that he changed colors, and I probably wouldn't have used that setting anyways, but actually you can change the colors from blue, green, red, and like the white yellow color. I will probably keep him on the white yellow color because it looks so cool, but you can manually change them if you want to. But I think when the lights are on, he looks so freaking cool. Like, it's a whole nother level of how cool he is. So overall, like I said in the beginning, I love The Mummy so much. He did not disappoint. He was not too hard to put up. He's not cheap quality. He was a little more expensive than the skeleton, I think by like $50, but I think he was worth it since he has lights and since he moves and makes so much noise. There's a volume control on the back. There's a light switching button on the back. I think he's totally cool. And like I said, my dad, my fiance, everyone agrees with that. So I am not mad at him in any way, shape, or form. I'm not, no regrets there. I freaking love The Mummy. I'm so happy that I actually was able to get one, and I'm thankful to Ryan for calling around and finding me this Mummy. So I hope you guys like this video. I loved this video personally because I actually found The Mummy and it was so fun putting him up. I cannot wait to put him back up. I already miss him and I'm so excited to see him next to Skelly. I'll have to fit that into some kind of video coming up, like whether it be a haunt hunt or one of our like Halloween vlog type videos. But I'm so excited. I'm going to decorate on September 1st, so I'm not sure if maybe I'll make a vlog out of that, honestly, like decorating. Let me know if you guys would want to see that. Probably like September 1st and 2nd, I'll be putting up everything. I'm gonna do the outside, I'm gonna do the inside, I'm gonna put Skelly up, I'm gonna put, I have not named him, but The Mummy up, and I'm super pumped. So let me know what you guys think of The Mummy. Do you have one? Do you want one? Do you have a 12-foot skeleton? Do you have any of the 12-foots? Do you have the witch? Do you have the 15-foot phantom? Let me know what you guys have or what you think. What is your most like extravagant, giant Halloween decoration? And I will see you guys at the latest next Friday for probably another haunt hunt. And then I think I'm gonna kick off September with another Halloween because I'm accumulating more stuff. But I might I know I've talked about it all season, but now that we're actually getting some fall things going, might start putting up more than one video a week. So I'm not sure what day that would be, and I'm not sure what week I might start doing that, but I have a lot of stuff I want to do, so that's a possibility. But as always, let me know below, what do you guys want to see from me? Do you want to see a decorating vlog? Do you want to see me trying Starbucks fall stuff with Ryan once that comes out? Do you want to see whatever? And I will see you guys, like I said, at the latest on next Friday. So thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.